And I'm going to begin with pencil. We'll be painting later. If you happen to have some thicker paper like cardstock, that's great. If not, you can just use whatever paper you've got. And today we're doing the green tea dragon. And pretty much right in the middle of the paper is that little pink nose. So right in the middle of my paper here, I'm going to make a little upside down triangle.
Why is my screen a little bit blurry?
Let's see if I can sharpen up the image. I might need more light on my desk here. Sometimes it's better with my curtains closed, sometimes not. We'll try things until it looks good.
No.
Does that look a little better, a little worse?
Done. That's a real time capture.
Oh, there's Erin. Let's let Erin in. After you've got that cute little nose, we're going to make a line that's going along the top of the nose. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, Lucy, because we can't have copyrighted music on our video. But go ahead and unmute yourself if you have any questions or anything. After we've got that upside down triangle in the top of the nose, which is right there, then we're going to go ahead and start making the mouth that has, let's actually zoom in a little bit so you can see this better.
Yeah.
And zoom in.
Oh, yeah.
And focus the camera as best we can here. So we've got two lines. We've got this one little curve, and then we've got this big line that goes up in the same direction as the nose line. So first, let's do that little curve. Easy one. Then we'll make one more that goes up, 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 and ends with a little curving line there. Watercolor paper if you're using it. Okay, I'll pause here. Watercolor paper is a little bit bumpy, so if you're drawing on watercolor paper, you might have to erase and try a couple of times to get it smooth.
I have to do that on all kinds of paper.
Or all kinds of paper, yeah.
So I see you did some ink on the face and the feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ended up with a nice dark line on his horns too, but that doesn't look like ink.
No, I think that was just the red kind of overlapping the blue.
Oh.
And so
nice
it made a dark
effect.
purple. Yeah, it was kind of a nice effect. Yeah, I inked that much and then I found out I didn't really like it, so I stopped.
No, I think it's great, just a little bit of ink, because the face otherwise probably wouldn't.
Yeah, the face didn't, yeah, it wasn't popping out enough. Okie dokie, if you're done with the nose and the mouth, next we're going to do this little curved line for a closed smiling eye. A little thicker on the left and a little thinner on the right. If you put the eye very close to the mouth, it'll look younger, more like a baby dragon. And if you put it a little farther away, it'll look more grown up. So that's a choice that you can make as an artist. Then we're going to draw the bottom of the head. I know we've got all this fur that covers it up, but let's try to use our X-ray vision and kind of take a look at the line that would go from the bottom of the mouth all the way up to the ear in a nice curved line. I'm going to do it very lightly because we know we'll erase it later, or at least parts of it. But that line is going to be very helpful to know where to put the ear. So right as I get to the end of that line, I'll start a shape for the ear. A little bit like a leaf, or maybe the top side of a raindrop, pointy on one side, curved on the other. And then we have a bunch of fur again, but I want you to use your X-ray vision again and imagine that there's the whole head under there. And we're going to make that shape very lightly. That's going to help us put the horns in the right place. You might change your nose a little bit like I did. I'll pause there for a minute.
Ooh, the head looks so cute.
It does look so cute, doesn't it?
All of these are such cute dragons. They don't look mean or they don't look scary. Where are the teeth?
When they grow up, they'll definitely get some pointed teeth.
Betsy, could you kind of show me where on the page that head should be?
Sure, we put that little triangle of the nose right smack dab in the middle of the paper.
Okay.
And we're going from there. Whoop, let me zoom back in here.
Oh, the triangle upside down.
Mm-hmm. Just like a little cat nose or maybe a dog nose.
I had it upside down. I had the point at the top.
You could if you wanted. Dragons are mythical creatures. You can design them how you like.
They can have their nose on upside down, no
Yeah,
problem.
why not?
Yeah, but since I'm in class, there's a reason I'm in class.
That's true. That's true.
I need guidance.
We're going to be doing the horns next. And the horns, like anything else, if you want to change the shape, that's fine. I'm going to try to make them like I did in this demo piece that has a direction change. It's not a smooth curve like a rainbow, is it? It's a little bit different. We've got straight line, then curve, then straight line again. So let's try that. Straight line going up. Then curve just a little bit. And then a straight line diagonal back there. But this side looks pretty smooth, doesn't it? That's why we always have to look at the lines, see what we see, try to copy what we see. So I'm going to do a smooth curve on the back. Oftentimes the Asian style dragons have a little prong in the front. If you like those kinds of horns, you can add that little bump in the front. That choice is up to you. For the other horn, let's take a look. We've got some curvier edges on this side and a little straighter on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one a little curvier. We can see an S curve, can't we? Because one is curving this way and then it flips around and curves the other way. Then we're going to add this great big white fluffy mane. Well, it might not be white when you put in your paints, but this big fluffy part surrounding the face. Let me back up my camera a little bit. Here we go. First, we're going to start with this big poof in front, going right between the horns.
I thought that was the steam.
You thought that was what?
The steam off the tea. Hey,
Oh.
Betsy, what's an alternative to the horn?
An alternative to horns, you can do antlers, you can do little branches with leaves. If you want it more naturey, you can do antenna, like moth antenna, they're fluffy. You can do ram horns curling around. I'm going to add another bump of fluff on this side from the horn to the cheek on that side that we can't see. On the bottom here, we have one of these kind of shark fin or curving raindrop shapes where it starts out curvy and then goes into a point. There's a nice big curve there. Of course, you know, hair can fly around all kinds of different ways, so you don't have to try to copy it.
A little bit too fast.
Okay, I'll pause here. You don't have to do exactly like my drawing, but one thing you want to not do is make curves that go like this. We don't want to go up and down. We want to go back and forth a little bit more often than up and down. The other thing we want to try to do is make the one that we're drawing different from the one previous, different from the one before. So if I start doing this for my hair, it starts looking like a saw blade or teeth. It doesn't look like hair anymore, does it? So then we'll go ahead and make these hair shapes different. Mine's going a little bit off the paper. I managed to keep Olaf on the paper last Friday, but now I'm back to my old habits of going off the paper. If you're finished with the outline of the hair, you can take a look at the hairline, how this is bumping where the hair is growing at different spots along the head, and you can make this little wiggly line here.
Going too fast.
All right, I'll pause right here for 2 minutes. How about 2 minutes? If you're already caught up, this is a good time to sharpen pencils, get some water, quick bathroom break. I'll be continuing at 5:17. All right, 5:17. So I'm going to go ahead and add the mustache, the whiskers. These right here, I'm going to outline them in pencil so you can see them a little better. So this one in the front, big swoop. And I'll pause right there. You can see on the tip that this one is a little separate shape from this big piece. So we can just add the little shape right there. And take a look at the other one. What's happening to this line? Kind of straight at first and then whoa, dip. You can give your dragon a big, thick, luxurious mustache, or you can do thin little whiskers. That's up to you. For the other one, we've got a nice S curve. small on the top and a little bigger towards the bottom. And then one more little curve. You can do the same thing on this one if you want to. Make that tiny little shape at the bottom.
Mickey 1953.
Remove that. And then for the other line, we've got that big curve and then it flattens out at the bottom. Next, we're going to work on the teacup. So we got to look for some clues. Where are we going to put this teacup in relationship to the dragon? I can see over here, very, very close to the mustache is the edge of that cup. So I could start my oval very, very close to the mustache. I'll make it very, very flat, squashed oval. One little trick to see if your oval is even is you can turn your paper upside down and see if it still looks like an oval. It might not. It might look a little flat in some areas or a little too round in other areas. So sometimes just looking at it upside down can show you where it needs to be changed a little bit. This teacup has very straight sides and is a little bit taller than most of the teacups we've drawn so far. I'm going to put a straight line down that side, straight line down this side. And when we get to the bottom of the teacup here, very, very important, probably the most important thing you will ever do for your teacup is to put a rounded bottom to make it look round and 3D and very natural, as if it could exist in the real world. Another quick trick to check if your teacup bottom is curved, you turn it upside down and you ask yourself, is this line more curved than this line? If the answer is yes, that's good. If the answer is no, that means you need to make this even curvier. While you're working on that, I will show you the difference between a teacup with a flat bottom and a teacup with a curved bottom.
Is one side supposed to be taller than the other side in the curve?
No, they should be symmetrical.
Got it.
Sometimes it's the camera skew, sometimes it's that I didn't draw it correctly.
Now, when you said more curved, that's when I was thinking, you mean more curved on one side?
More curved, like more
Deep.
like a rainbow, or deep. Yes, exactly. So here's 2 teacups. And you can ask yourself which looks more realistic. Not that this one looks like a photo, but yeah. Having those curved bottoms of the teacups really helps it make it look like it could exist rather than just a drawing. And we get to do another curve because there's this part of the teacup a little bit narrower on the base. I'm going to make this curved line again. This is called contour, using a curved line to describe an object that is curved. So when somebody asks you, oh, what do you learn in drawing class? Contour. Contour, what's that? That's when you use a curved line to show a curved surface.
Or you could say, if you would join us on Wednesdays, you would learn.
That
That's
too.
what you would say.
All right, we're going to keep going. Next, we're going to draw the tail. Tail coming right around this teacup. And you might have noticed that this curve is going side to side, not up and down, right? So that's showing how it's curving around, overlapping the teacup, going right in front. So there's my first curve. That's the one that's on the inside. You can see I draw a lot of them and then I just erase the ones I don't like. I give myself choices. It's nice to have choices. And this dragon's tail is thicker as it goes toward the body, and it's thinner as it gets to the tip. So over here, I'll have my lines a little bit far apart. And as I make this same curve, I want to end up where they're close together. So sometimes I even come down here and I give myself a target. I go, well, there's the finish line. That's where I want to end up. Here's where I'm starting. Now I have to make these connect in a nice big oval. Giving myself some choices. Erase the ones I don't like. Erase out that little bit of teacup It's getting obscured and overlapped by the tail.
I did not leave enough room on that side of the paper.
Oh, that's where you get another piece of paper and you tape it. I do that a lot on Fridays in Frozen class. We've got more fluff on the end of the tail. Of course, you can draw hair however you want to draw hair. I've darkened the lines so you can see them a little better. I'm going to start with this one that looks a little bit like a candy cane, curved on one side and gets flat. Also looks a little bit like a sideways J, maybe a fish hook if you go fishing. I like to try to think of what
Like a
these,
hook.
yeah, like a hook. I like to try to compare these things to objects so that I'll have a better idea of how to draw it. After that hook, what happens? Big curve.
Or little curve to fit on the paper.
Yeah, or a little curve to fit on the paper.
Some dragons have bigger tails than others.
This huge head, the tail does not fit. Oh well.
Probably my fault. I drew my head a little big too in comparison. That's a bit of a bigger head.
That's okay. That's okay.
And we've got one more little curve if you have room on your paper.
There is that.
And this part's pretty easy. Just goes right back to the tail, pretty flat. And we can erase that teacup on the inside. There's a lot of different curved lines in there, so I'm going to pause here for a minute. Give you some time to fix your tail however you like. Does anyone here drink green tea or like green tea?
No.
Oh, I do.
I drink English breakfast.
Oh, English breakfast. That's a good one too. I like the green tea that has the toasted rice in it too. That one's yummy.
I use green tea for my iced tea,
Mm.
my sun tea that I make in the summer.
Then we're going to start connecting the head to the tail. So the first line actually starts over here by the horn, doesn't it? And we're going to ignore those feet for a second and just see how it curves back down. Doesn't actually touch the tail. I'll darken in that line so you can see it better. So it's a little bit of space from the tail, doesn't touch, but we're going to go up and right into the horn. So let's do a start line and a finish line. I know I want my start line to be by the teacup, or you can imagine or even draw your tail. If it went through the teacup, where would it end up? Probably right there. There's a start line. My finish line, as I said before, it's going to be up by the horn. So I want to finish way up here. And I have to figure out how am I going to get these two to go together. You can see I work from both sides sometimes to try to get them to meet in the middle. And just erase the ones I don't like. This is where I'm going to stick another piece of paper under mine just in case you have room on your paper to draw the whole body, because I do not.
Oh.
Yeah. Put down here. So for our other line, we've got from the horn curving all the way around this way, don't we? Let's make that darker so we can see it easier. Nice big curve, right? So from tip of the horn, going around the mane that way. And now we have our start and finish lines again. There's one up here by the horn, and then the bottom part of the tail needs to connect so that we'll have basically a snake that goes all the way from head to tail. So I'm just going to draw it in and then pause so that you can work on yours and fixing up your lines so they all connect.
And you do that kind of above that body line, just a tad, right?
This one here?
Or did you incorporate it straight in? Yeah.
Yeah, I
'Cause
went
see
above.
right there, you had another one.
Yeah, on this one, it went
Okay.
behind the horn there. This one, it matched up better if I did it above the head. So sometimes you just got to adjust to what the lines are already doing. Yeah, instead of fighting it, you know, well, my line's going up above the head. I'll leave it that way. I'll pause here for one more minute. If you're having trouble or you want me to explain it again, I will erase my drawing and do it again. It's my job to help you. And we are almost done with the drawing section. We just have to put on a couple of legs, add a little steam, and we'll be done with the pencil. Move on to the fun part.
It is fun. I love it.
Fun's, yeah, it's drawing's fun. I like color too, though. Color's pretty fun.
I don't feel as comfortable with color.
But it can, yeah, picking the right colors.
That's the nice thing about digital, that when you get it wrong, hey, no problem. It's easy, easy, easy to change it.
This do, and this do, and this is do 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 do. Okay, fine. Well, the last dragon, I drew too many of the same colors, so I'm going to try to really crank colors.
Yeah, they crank the colors.
Yes.
All righty. Are we ready for a leg? Let's zoom in here. So this dragon has legs that are closer to a bird with its talons. We're going to start with this little line right here that connects to the body, little angle, coming right out of the body and going forward.
The hand looks a little bit creepy.
A little bit creepy. Shall we not draw it that creepy this time? We'll draw it a little cuter this time.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks cool that way.
Oh, see, you can make choices.
Some creepy ones and some cool ones. All welcome.
Yeah. The easiest way to turn something cute is to make it rounded. So instead of making these pointed toes, we could also make rounded toes. I'll give you an example up here. Now that might look creepy too, but you could do rounded toes, little paws. After that angle we just drew, I'm going to make another curve. That's going to be the top of that toe. We drew this one back here. And we'll keep going and draw another toe.
Does this dragon have wings or it floats?
It floats, but you can draw wings if you like.
Okay then, but never mind. I don't want to draw the wings.
I don't have any room on my paper for wings, so mine's gonna have to float. So I'm just adding in 3 toes. I messed up a little bit on this one. You can see there's that gap of white. This toe was actually supposed to be smaller, but my pen slipped. Yeah, if you want to make this a Chinese dragon, Chinese dragons have no wings.
I wonder why that is.
I know how to speak Chinese.
Oh, cool. I've been watching a lot of movies in Mandarin for school, so I'm starting to pick up a few words. Xie xie. Ni hao. That's all I know.
Ni hao.
Oh, you say it so much better than I do. You must have practiced a lot ever since you were born, huh?
No answer.
For the top of this leg, we're going to put another little curve right here. You can think of this as your wrist, and then this is your hand.
Finally got reconnected.
All right.
Welcome back.
Nikki. Mine looks a little noodly there. Let me try to fix that a little bit. Gentler curve. There we
Only
go.
you would notice. Only you would notice. Okay.
Part of the other leg is going to be covered up by the front one, so we can just draw a little bit of that other leg peeking out from behind. There's the back claw again. And the same thing, front claws. You might run into the teacup like I'm doing right now. That's okay. Less to draw. And then there's one front leg that we can see that, again, I messed up when I inked it, so I'll try to do better this time. We're going to have a shoulder curve where it's connecting to the body. So I'll put one big curve that goes right off the body. Then we'll come. Yeah?
I can't draw a hand because I ran out of space.
That's okay. I ran out of space too. It happens. If you want to, you can work on the steam instead. You know how to draw steam, I know. You've done that before. Then I'm going to make another curved line downward. Just slightly curved.
Because I just draw the nose a little bit too high.
Yep, it happens. Practice, practice. We'll get better at visualizing how big to make things and where to put things as we practice.
Good.
Yeah. Do you promise?
You can't promise.
I can promise I will show you the ways. Whether or not you use them, that's up to you. And we're going to go ahead and draw some toes. If you can fit 3 toes, that's great. Or I think even more powerful dragons have 5 toes, right? Is that wrong?
But these are babies.
These are little babies, so maybe they haven't grown their extra toe yet. Oh, I think mine's going to go off the paper again. That's okay. I'm going to draw it just to show you what it would look like if I did it better.
Oh, look at that.
You can hardly tell it's on a different piece of paper. That back there. I gave this guy a little bit thicker legs than the last one. This one also had some like fur coming off the back of the leg. That's why you can't see the back of the leg. If you like that better, be my guest. Go ahead and draw that instead.
So I need to use the bathroom.
Okay, we'll be pausing here so that everybody can draw their legs in.
Okay.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Have to do that.
Okay, I'm back.
Excellent, just in time.
Yay!
We're going to go ahead and draw the steam if you haven't already. It looks a
Not
little
done
bit.
with the foot yet.
Oh, let me keep that on the screen then and pause right there until Aaron's caught up.
Right, you have to get it aligned.
I know, I gotta get it back aligned. I should use some tape. But for those of you who've done steam before, this is nothing new. You'll make your main curvy line, and then just like a race car that drifts a little bit out, that's where you add your bigger curves. I'll go over that again after everybody's drawn in their dragon feet.
I know how to speak Chinese, but I don't know how to write them.
There's a lot of characters, huh? I only learned it, some of the Chinese characters as it's used in Japanese. But it was interesting when I was watching these Mandarin movies and they wrote that in the movie it was 5 years later. I recognized from the Japanese
five.
use. Yeah, I recognized the 5. I recognized years and I recognized later. Like, hey, look at that. I understood it, even though I don't know the Mandarin words for it.
Again.
That's one of my bucket list things to do is learn some Chinese Hanzi.
Chinese what?
Is it called Hanzi? I know it's kanji in Japanese. The alphabet, well, not the alphabet, the characters.
The characters.
Yeah.
Well, you already know some because
Yeah, I already know a little bit from
duplicate
Japanese.
lots.
And dragons.
What's that?
I love drawing teacups and dragons.
Oh, all right. I'm glad
I do too.
That's my very favorite.
It's your favorite class? Even more favorite than Frozen? I'm surprised. I thought Frozen was the best or the favorite of everyone's.
Oh,
The
no,
dragons are pretty great.
I like dragons. Any dragon.
Dragons are pretty great.
They can have a teacup. They could have a baby dragon. That'd be okay.
I like dragons too.
Yeah, dragons are pretty great. Okie dokie, are we ready for the steam?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to have the steam curling upward. Ignore that part right now. We're just going to do the one squiggle. But what can you see that's happening with these curved lines? Starts big, then smaller, then smaller. So that's something we do a lot in this class is when we do one big curve, the next one is going to be smaller, and the next one is going to be even smaller. Next time you have a cup of tea or hot chocolate and there's steam coming up, take a look at that steam and what does it do? Then I'm going to add the other side of the steam, but I don't want it to look like a noodle. I don't want it to be even all the way down. Whenever there's a curve, I want it to be a little more curvy. Oh, go ahead. Was that Erin?
No.
Oh, it's It's me, Fusi. I
Oh, Fusi, what were you saying?
yummy noodles. Noodles yummy.
Noodles are delicious, but they don't normally come out of teacups. So that's why I'm going to keep my lines close together when they're on a straight part. And then on a curve, I'm going to make them go farther away from one another so that we can get wide parts of the steam, skinny part, wide part, skinny part, wide part, skinny part. And it will look less like a noodle and more like steam.
What do I do if the steam reaches the hand?
You can just move the steam. Instead of curving it that way, I could curve it the other way. I could make it curve this way instead. Do a couple of other little curvy things. So if it touches or gets in the way of another part of your drawing that you like, just move the steam over. Don't let it be the boss of you. You can move it wherever you want. And then on one of these curves, we're going to add one more little loop of steam. I'm not going to do it on this one because it's going to cover up a part of my drawing that I like. So I'm going to pick a part that doesn't have too much going on, maybe down here, and add another little loop of steam. You can pick any curve you want and just add another curve on top. Erase out the shape so that we get this interesting little double steam effect. And we are done with drawing. Whew.
And now, fun part.
Now the fun part. So again, if you have watercolors, you can use watercolors. If you have water markers, washable markers, then you can use your markers as paints. You just need a glass or plastic plate that is not important, not an heirloom to the family, because it might get stained and we don't want anybody getting in trouble. If you happen to have one of these kneading erasers that's kind of like putty, I like to roll it up like a rolling pin and just take off a little of that extra pencil so that it doesn't make my colors muddy.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, it's like Play-Doh. If you don't have one of these erasers, you can try using a regular eraser to try to lighten up some of the darker lines and just like half erase it. That works too. And I'm going to start with the horns because a little hard to see on camera, but I have a little bit of a color transition. I started with yellow on this side and I started with orange on this side and I tried to mix them in the middle.
Okay.
So you can pick any two colors that you want. In fact, let me take some suggestions from students.
Blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow, perfect. I will use yellow on one side. Yeah, we're gonna have green in the middle, aren't we? So if I put yellow at the tip, little puddle of yellow there. I'll get some blue and put the blue down here. And I'm going to rinse out my brush and just with water, color in the middle so that these two colors can mix Most of the time, the darker color is going to kind of take over. Try to get that yellow in there a little bit more. And maybe zoom in so you can see what's happening. Do the same thing on this one. I'll put some yellow on the tip. Really load it up. You can see there's like that little puddle right there of really strong yellow watercolor. Get the blue down here. Rinse my brush out, and now I want to just paint some water so that the blue will start traveling upwards and the yellow will start traveling downwards and they'll mix in the middle. And I will definitely have to wait for those to dry before I do any of the mane, before I do the body that's touching that horn.
That's like an ombre effect.
It is, isn't it? It's really cool. It's one of my favorite things that watercolors can do. You can do it with markers and other things too, but it's just a little harder to get it to mix in the middle. So while that is drying, actually, I'm going to do the nose too, because the nose needs to dry before we can do the rest of it.
What was that sound?
Oh, it scared me. Somebody's notification.
Probably me. Sorry. Your Dropbox is full. Upgrade now.
Uh-oh.
No. Yeah. Thank you for telling me. Okay, now what colors so that they're not all on the same plane? Oh, those are cool horns.
Yeah, those are some good colors. For the little bamboo leaf type designs on my teacup, I'm going to paint those first and let them dry before I color the rest of the teacup. So I'm just doing elongated leaf shapes. Just careful not to paint over your dragon's tail. Oh, mine kind of looks like a palm tree now. Whoops. Oh well.
Well, a palm tree's all right.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. I'll try adding a few more leaves. Maybe that'll help. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I can color the legs because they're a different color than the rest of the body. I'm going to use one of the colors I used on the horns, so I think I'll use the yellow. We only have about 20 more minutes together, and one of the not so great things about watercolor is having to wait for everything to dry. So we might not be able to finish this one together, but we'll try to do our best.
What was that?
A pencil sharpener.
Pencil sharpener.
Oh, of course.
I'm a noisy old lady today, aren't I? Ah.
If you're going to do a different color for the tummy scales, you can see how it changes from being on this side only to that side and then back to the bottom as this dragon's twisting and turning around. So I'll take my yellow and just put a little yellow on the bottom of the tail here. Right up against the teacup there. On the bottom there. Oh, I can't touch the horns. But on this side, as it curves around, we're going to see a little bit of the tummy scales on this side.
Betsy,
Hmm.
your dragon looks like yellow.
Too light of the yellow?
Too much yellow.
Too much yellow? I can add in some orange while it's wet.
Okay. Okay.
What was that? I thought I heard somebody else.
Somebody said they were done.
Done already? Whoa, super fast. Did you want to share right now? You can mix in some darker yellows like that, or a little orange if you want, some shading.
Where's the music, Betsy?
Oh, that's right. Usually I put on a little copyright-free music about now. Let's go find some.
Thank you.
What about faded?
Faded for which part?
The coloring part.
For the body?
Yes.
Sure, we could do that. Right now, I'm still waiting for the yellow part to dry, but it needs to hurry up because we only have a little bit of time left.
You happen to have a hair dryer.
That's true. Hair dryers will speed up the process.
As long as you don't have big puddles, because then they just blow them around.
Oh, gosh.
I already have faded. It's already faded here. What's it that?
Oh, it already is? Nice.
No. I'm already done.
Excellent. Did you want to share right now, or you want to wait until everybody's going to share?
Wait until everybody's done.
Okay.
Okay.
You can color your steam any color you want. I'm just using the light green because it's green tea, even though steam probably isn't green. I like the color. After my bamboo leaves are completely dry, I can add a very light color on top. Just about 10 more minutes, even if you don't finish your painting in class. I hope you'll still take a picture and send it to us when it is done.
The way to send it is just go to the website and find the button, push the button, and it'll give you a place to drag and drop your file.
Let's see. Do you want to know how to say like Chinese New Year and in Chinese?
Yes, please.
Okay. 新年快乐.
西洋快乐，
No, 新年快乐.
年快乐。
That's it. You almost got it.
Almost? Which one needs more work? All of it?
Say it again.
新年快乐.
新年快乐。
Oh,
Almost?
Almost.
I'll keep practicing.
Okay.
新年快乐，
Who's that?
新年快乐。
Wait, someone's slow.
That right?
No, 新年快乐.
新年快
新
乐。
年快乐。Low, it's low, right? 新年快乐. That sounds like money again.
了
The
了。How about dragon?
Yeah.
How do you say dragon?
I didn't even learn it yet.
Oh, okay. How about teacup?
Wait,
Oh.
Calista said something.
Oh, that's how it's written? Oh.
新年快乐。
快乐，新年快乐。
快乐。
I'll practice. Next week you can see if I'm any better. All right, I got a color. Let's see. Let's do the bodies so that most of it will be done. And hopefully I don't mess up the horns. Let's see. Callista
新年
already
快乐。
suggested the horns. How about Aaron? You have a suggestion for what color I should make the body?
How about dark blue?
Dark blue, all right. I'm gonna have to mix one up real quick here. I only have light blue, but I can just add a little bit of my dark brown. Darken down that blue. Let's see what color this is. No, that's kind of green. Let's try again. That's pretty good.
My song.
Are you ready to show it, Fusi?
No, I just said a song. This is my song. I just unmuted myself.
Oh, I see, I see. Next week, we're going to be doing ginger tea. let me know in the chat box if you'd rather do another
I'm done.
Asian style dragon. Okay, we'll be sharing pretty soon here. Or if you want to do an animal style dragon, like when we have the dragons look a little bit like a bulldog that one time. If you have a preference, you can let me know. Asian or animal dragon next week for ginger tea.
So if we do Asian,
Nice.
it'll have
Nice.
no wings, right?
Yep, it'll have no wings. Are you ready to show, Aaron? Yep, it is 6:21. If anybody's ready to show, then I will go ahead and start spotlighting whoever is ready to show. I can see Fusi's is already up, so I will spotlight for everyone. Whoa! Look at that
Whoa.
twisting, turning dragon.
Oh, and the steam is great.
Ooh, nice colors there
Whoa.
too.
Nice.
Is that colored pencil or is that crayon?
Can I show?
It looks like colored pencil. Yeah, Aaron can show
Aaron.
next. Let me
Markers.
spotlight your video here. Or maybe I can't do it until your camera's on.
Yeah, you have to have a camera, Aaron.
There we go. Now I can spotlight for everyone. Whoa!
Oh, that's good.
Nice job.
Oh.
I
Aaron,
love
did you get
the
a hold of
contours.
some?
How do you ink
Are you
something?
using markers or are you using paint?
How
What
do
are you
you
using?
Using markers.
Oh, they look good.
Very good job.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Anybody else ready to share? Otherwise, you have about 3 minutes left.
Well, I'll have more to share.
Betsy, how do you? Yeah. Betsy did the gold thing on the bottom.
The gold thing, that's
The
right.
gold rim on the bottom of your.
Let me zoom in on the gold rim in case anybody wants to do it. It is a matter of using a little bit of yellow by the white, and then a little bit of orange, and then your brown. Oh, Callista, your camera was on. Are you ready to share? Let me replace the spotlight. Woo! Look at that dragon coiling around that teacup.
Wow.
It's
that
looking
has
good,
a
though.
lot
Looks
of
good.
movement. Whoa, wow.
Ooh, that one's looking good too. And everybody's drawing such nice teacups. I like those horns.
And the horns are going, yeah,
Ah.
everybody's got the ombre effect.
Well, if you still need time to work, I will be here till 6:30. If you are already done, you are dismissed and you can go have dinner. Hope to see you next week when we do ginger dragons.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Aaron.
Let's see, I already hang my dragon up.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Let me see. Let me see.
Oh, I see it on the wall behind you. Yeah.
Wow.
It's the good spot for it.
That's a fake iPad.
Oh, can I show both of mine again? Of course. Let me switch back over to my camera in case anybody needs to see. Let me back up here.
Yeah.
Betsy, what could have I done different to make it more gold-like?
More gold-like. Gold is tricky in that only a very small part of it is shiny. Let me take a look at yours real quick. Sorry for everybody who's looking at mine. Oh, maybe I can add spotlight rather than remove
Oh.
spotlight.
There we go.
There it is.
It
Look
has
at
a
that, be
shiny
different.
spot right in the middle.
Yeah, it has a shining spot right in the middle. It
Yeah.
probably just needed a brighter yellow and a brighter orange right by the white. On my on my screen
Okay.
it looks all like brown.
I put my other blood in it. Yeah. Did you paint the darker colors and let them dry, or the lighter color and then let it dry? Because mine kind of bled into it.
Yeah, usually I let the lighter colors dry a little bit before I add the darker. I should have mentioned that,
Okay.
but
Okay.
we'll try again next week.
okay.
We'll get some gold in there.
Yeah, it's not right. So here's mine in this part.
Oh, okay. Let's go back.
And as you can see, I got a lot more to do.
Yeah.
It's getting there though.
It looks nice.
Getting there.
It's
And it has
looking
on this-
nice. And did you
these
draw
dragons
both front
teacup.
legs? Even though I didn't draw both front legs?
Yeah, and it's holding a tea bag.
Oh, and it's on the tea bag. That's cute.
Oh,
And I put wings on it. You can't see them yet.
Oh, wow.
There.
Mixed
Is that-
ancestry
I did-
dragon.
I didn't do the horns, and I had this big fat body and ran out of page.
Oh, okay. So you just do what you can do.
Yes.
And
I
the
gotta
horns if he's got wings.
It is 6:27. Just a few more minutes together.
I have one more question before you boogie.
Yep.
So if you want to make a color darker,
Mm-hmm.
wait, oh shoot, why'd that happen? If you want to make a color darker, you just let it dry completely and add more pencil.
Yes. That's called glazing.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye, Betsy.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Yeah, bye. Bye.
Did mom make a dragon this time? Oh, I guess they're gone.
Well,
It looks
Okay.
like Tracy
Call it a day.
is ready here. Let me replace
Tracy.
the
Okay.
spotlight. Or Natalie. I can't see a face with
Oh,
it. So
yeah.
it's one of the two. Lovely. Look at that beautiful spiraling dragon around that
Nice.
teacup. Excellent.
oh.
And another
Very
beautiful
nice.
spiraling dragon
Oh,
around
the
that
shape on
teacup.
that is excellent.
Wow. And I like the steam on that.
Nice job, ladies.
Here's mine.
Oh, let's go ahead and replace my
Sort of.
spotlight here. Woo, it's getting there.
Oh,
It has
oh
a
yeah,
long way
scales. I
to
wonder
go.
what this on
That's a long way to go,
Me
but
too.
it's
This-
getting there.
This class lasts a long time, these teacup dragons. I can't quit doing it. I gotta keep doing it after we hang out.
No, I get up and do it in the morning. It's dinner time.
I'll just let mine dry and then come back. Pretty far though. I just have to do the mane and tail and then we'll call it done.
Ink. You don't do the ink?
I like the ink
Okay,
on
Betsy,
that
you
first
don't do
one.
ink it?
I didn't like it, but if you like
Huh?
it, go ahead.
I
Oh,
like
I
the-
do. I like the
that you have some ink, like it just calls out the feet and the face in a nice way. But
Yeah,
we'll
you can
see.
use it.
And the claws.
Now the nose on the one, the new one,
Mhm.
it has a nice little outline around it.
Yeah, I don't know how I did that, but
I think it's
That's
just
a happy
pencil. Yeah.
yeah. There it is, 6:30. Nice job, everyone. I will see you next week for Ginger
Have
Dragon.
a good evening.
Have a good evening and
Have a
weekend,
good evening,
everybody.
Betsy. Don't do too much homework.
Okay.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
guys.